Hello and welcome to another episode of So Fly. My name is
So
Mitch
fly.
and Aldo's this guy.
Hey,
Hey,
I'm this guy. Hey.
Welcome to another episode of this podcast where we talk about fishing and have some
Fly
fun.
fishing, baby.
I actually think this show's going to do really well. Probably will be one of our highest performing of the year because it's a really fun topic that is Magdalena Bay. Every time we do a show on salt water or something like that, people tune in because there's a lot of interest for the salty destinations, and I think Mag Bay is pretty high up on that list.
Yeah, I mean, this trip was insane. Like, I literally got back yesterday. It's December 7th. We got back December 6th. Of course, we're talking about the taco tour, the Mag Bay taco tour, hashtag 2025.
Oh yeah, man.
I think a hashtag has to come before all of that, but yeah.
For sure. Yeah, it's too bad Mario was going to be on too, but like you said, you just got back yesterday, and his flight, Mario from Taco Fly, if you don't know who we're talking about, but you probably do because he's the bomb, and his flight was delayed, and he's stuck somewhere in Dallas or something like that. So
He just got home. I just got a
home.
text from him right now.
So he's probably pretty tired from that crazy travel, but we're going to talk today about Aldo's venture. He went down, like he said, to Mario's Tacos Extraordinaire Magdalena Bay fishing excursion, and it was a great trip from what I've heard. But before we get into that stuff, the craziness and the amazingness of that trip, what's going on in community news?
You know what, Mitch? Today, December 15th, kicks off another year of the 12 Days of FISHMAS on SoFly.
12 Days of FISHMAS. What is 12 Days of FISHMAS? Why do people care?
Well, every year we do. Every year we do a live show. We've been doing that for a while. A live Christmas or holiday year-end show. And 4 years ago during the pandemic, when I was alone with Frankie, I was like, why don't we take a note from some vloggers who do Vlogmas, which is a daily vlog leading up to Christmas. Obviously, we don't have that much content, but I was like, why don't we do the 12 days before our live show? Because if we do the live show on the 27th, December 27th, we can kick it off with the December 15th podcast, which is what this is. So it's 12 days of videos on our YouTube, starting with this podcast, and each day has a giveaway.
Damn. What kind of stuff can people win?
Well, I think this year it's going to be pretty Costa heavy. We've got a lot of sunglasses. We got a lot of merch to give away.
That's pretty sick. That's pretty sunglasses
sick.
Are usually like the keystone prize when we do FISHMAS. And this year we've got a lot of sunglasses to give away.
Oh,
we say a lot. We're saying we've got 370 pairs. Can you imagine? No, it's not that good, but it's still pretty sick. We've got quite a handful.
Yeah, we can give away 4 pairs of sunglasses. We've got merch from our various, supporters and stuff. But you know what? Why don't we just?
But we've got these sunglasses just sitting around. Like we really want.
They're in my basement, which used to be your basement now.
Screw FISHMAS. Let's just keep that shit, man. Sell it online or something. Like, what are we talking about? Oh shit, we're recording.
Oh God. Shit, Mitch, quiet. We're recording. So yeah, if you are listening to this right now, in the you know what, we'll kick it off with a sunglass giveaway. We're going to give away a pair of sunglasses and we're going to ask a not so skill testing question in the description of this video. So take a look at what that question might be
on YouTube.
Comment with your answer to that question on YouTube and make sure to on this video and to make sure to subscribe. And then for the next 11 days, watch those videos. Because I'm going to be, a lot of these videos are going to be about this trip from Mag Bay, because I did a Mag Bay vlog series.
Yeah.
And
there'll be more prizes to give away on those.
And we're going to announce the winners from
at the live show.
Yes, at the live show on December 27th.
At the end of the year, the live SoFly show on YouTube, we're going to announce the winners.
Watch, like, comment, and subscribe to win some wicked prizes, and we're going to kick it all off with a pair of sunglasses from Costa.
Boom.
Which is awesome.
So that's it. So the first one's this video, which is December 15th, right?
That's right, buddy.
And so go ahead and go to YouTube right now and comment the answer to the question in the description. You'll be entered to win a pair of shades. Now, do people pick the shades? No, we've already got the shades.
We've already got the shades. So
you get one of 4 sweet ass Costa shades.
That's right.
And they're all awesome. So like,
Oh yeah.
I think they're like $3,000 value each pair. So it's like go and get them because they're $3,000 a
Actually,
pair.
and one of the prizes is actually a date with Yilma.
Every year it is, right?
Yeah. Every year it is.
Honestly, let's leave that in. Not tell Yilma. When someone wins it, we'll give them his number, his email, and they'll just harass him.
And they'll be like, I won this.
Like, what are you talking about, FISHMAS?
You'll be like, guys, you can't give out my number. And we'll be like, sorry, buddy.
Or, dude, they won. They commented. Won. They won. Go on your date.
But go on your date. 12
days of FISHMAS. Wow.
12 days of FISHMAS. Yeah, it's that time of year. But you know, with the year ending, wrapping up, the only thing I'll ever mention, because we're going to start mentioning it constantly on the show and on our Instagram, is that we are a part of the 2026 Palm Film Festival.
That's right.
This is a traveling film festival that was started by the FQSA, which is the Salmon Quebec Federation.
Yep.
And we are a part of it, which is amazing. And actually our good friends Kate and Scott Sheeran are in it as well. And obviously Hook A is involved, and it's going to be a wicked film festival that's going to be making stops all around the country, actually, including the Yukon. We are eyeballing a Toronto date for a May date for the Toronto screening, but the screenings for Quebec and the Yukon are up on the festival website right now, which we'll put a show.
May would be perfect.
May would be perfect. We'll put a link to the show. We'll put a link in the show notes about the film. But if you just search Palm Film Festival or Fly Fishing Film Festival, it'll come up, and Festival Palm is where it is. You can find the
rocks.
The schedule there, because it might be coming to a town close to you. And of course, our film is about Gaspé Coastal.
Yeah, it's definitely come check it out. It'd be fun to see y'all, and it's nice to have people support with fly fishing things. So stay tuned for details on that. But yeah, you can go check out all that info.
And Mitch and I are going to be at the finale in Quebec City. So if you're planning on going to the finale, we will see you there.
Big time. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, and obviously we'll be at the Toronto showing. Imagine if we
maybe Gab will come out. Gab will come out to that one.
Oh my god, that would be awesome.
It would be fun to see Gab. It's been so long.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good news. That's all good stuff. In terms of like community stuff, also beyond that, Toronto. I mean, Ottawa, like there's a general fly tying night coming up at Ottawa Fly Fishers on the 16th of December. But we did just miss December 4th. They had a virtual presentation. What trout like to eat and flies to feed them. That's pretty cool. Anyway, that's past, but it sounds like it was cool. But just something to check out. General Fly Tying, December 16th. And just check out their membership page for how to get involved in Ottawa with some fishy folks. There's a handful of them getting together for a little how's she do, but I got to go away in a couple days to British Columbia.
Oh, man. Wild.
Yeah, I know. But okay, well, that's good for community news. Why don't we get into talking about your how's she do right now? Yeah, what do you think?
Oh, yeah, I cannot wait to talk about this trip.
Dude, I can't wait to hear about it. Okay, let's get into it right after these words. Welcome back, Aldo.
Welcome back, Mitch.
How the heck was your trip?
Dude, I don't even know. It's
dude,
one, I know I say this all the time, like I can't believe this has become my life. I used to read about all these places in magazines, and now I'm going to these places. I feel so blessed and so lucky. And, here I am talking about another like trip of a lifetime. And I hope it's not, I really hope these podcasts don't come off as obnoxious.
Dude, no, I don't think so. I think it's what life's about, is knocking things off the bucket list, and you're getting it done, baby. That's great. That's great.
Everyone needs to remember I don't have kids or a mortgage.
That's right. It's awesome. Like, you met Mario through a fishing thing we did, and then
to Redington.
A few years later, on a Montana trip, a few years later, on a hosted trip with him. I mean, that's awesome. Yeah,
it's awesome. A big shout out to Mario. We mentioned at the top of the show, we had a challenging travel day. It wasn't challenging until we got to Dallas. Everything was smooth before that. The shuttle, we'll probably get into this, but the shuttle to the airport, the flight out of Mexico was totally fine. It was just a shit show once we landed in Dallas. And in fact, Mario never left Dallas until this morning. So
that's the city's tagline, isn't it? Dallas, welcome to the shit show. Stupid friggin' Dallas. Matt, I just hate Dallas for some reason.
No, Matt Dodson. Matt Dodson. We love you. We love you, Matt Dodson.
I have absolutely no feelings about Dallas.
Yeah.
Okay, well, why don't we just go back to the beginning of this whole thing? Like, what is Magdalena Bay? What is this trip you're on?
100%. But I'm gonna wind it back a little bit before that even.
Mm-hmm. Take it from the top.
Here
just take it in, baby.
This isn't the first time we've talked about Mag Bay, and it's not the first time we've talked about billfish. If you guys want to do a deep dive into billfish and the Billfish Foundation, check out episode 155 of our podcast, the So Fly podcast, because that's all about I would say the ecosystem of Mag Bay and and the Billfish organization and the Marlin Fly Project, which is the hat I'm wearing if you're watching on YouTube, that Costa supported to study the fish that I was fishing for and preserve their
but I would really stress that if this is the first time you listen to our show or you're just checking this one episode and you want to know more about billfish, go listen to that 155, because the two scientists we had on were super, super cool. They talked in depth about like what we know and don't know about billfish, and it was a really informative, interesting show.
Jeremy and Peter.
Yeah, go check that out. Really cool show.
And we're going to be mentioning Mario a bunch
after this one, obviously. But
Obviously, we mentioned Mario a bunch. Mario runs an awesome company called Taco Fly. He is a full-time guide and a full-time awesome dude. We had him on the show in 2022 for episode 130, all about his fishing life. These hosted trips. He does go into talking about Mag Bay because it was one of the first times that he went, which is cool. And so if you want to learn more about Mario, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Episode 130 and episode 155, because this show is going to be about this trip.
Yeah. Take it away, baby. I have so many questions.
Where do you want me to start?
Well, what's Magdalena Bay? What's Mag Bay? In a nutshell.
Okay.
I know we talked about that. And why was it interesting to you?
Well, I think we all started hearing about Mag Bay, for at least me and you did. Obviously, Hannah and Joe, who used to work at Costa, they started getting involved with the Billfish Foundation and this Marlin Fly Project.
Yeah.
And the Marlin Fly Project was a project where they flew a bunch of fly anglers down to Mag Bay to tag with GPS taggers and study billfish and try to determine where they're going, what they do, so that was the first thing that piqued my interest. And then it was like watching people catch striped marlin on the fly with no teasers, no bait, was pretty amazing. So I was like, okay, well, if I maybe ever get a chance to do this, I should probably
take
it. And then Mario was trying to fill a spot on his trip about a year ago, and he texted me. He's like, hey, dude, it's not cheap, but it's not as expensive as some of the other outfits. So do you think you want to maybe come? And I was like, okay, fine.
Good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's how the trip came along. But to answer your original question, Mag Bay is a bay in a lagoon system along the west coast of the Mexican state of Baja.
Okay.
Of course, Baja also exists in California. But this is Baja California Sur, which is a state in Mexico. So there's a lot of the names get a little bit confusing.
It confused me a little bit.
I assure you I was in Mexico.
Yeah. It is Mexico. It's a state in Mexico.
Correct. But of course, the Mag Bay is a large embayment on the western Pacific coast of the Baja Peninsula.
Yeah.
Right. And we're in a town called Puerto San Carlos.
Yeah. So this is the Pacific. We're talking Pacific waters.
Pacific Ocean, baby. Yeah. So we flew into the town of Laredo. Yeah. So for me, that meant Toronto to Dallas, Dallas to Phoenix, Phoenix to Laredo. And then we took a shuttle took about 2-hour drive from Laredo to the fishing village of Puerto San Carlos. And that's kind of like the base of operations to get out into the bay, which was really cool. I mean,
was this your first time fishing the Pacific?
No, I had actually Joel Clifton. His wedding was in Oaxaca,
right?
And I booked one day with a guide, and that was my first time ever seeing like blue water. And I did actually hook a marlin.
Wow!
And I saw and lost it immediately, and saw a bunch of dolphins and yellowfin tuna, and I didn't catch anything, but I had like the most amazing day. It was just me and the guide.
Yeah.
Because Joel was,
doing wedding stuff.
I had booked a day for Joel and I because it was like several days after his wedding, and then he couldn't, obviously the wedding got he's got to do wedding stuff, so he didn't tag along. But that was my first time seeing the Pacific Ocean, or being on the Pacific Ocean, not seeing it, but being on it and fishing it. But this was definitely like it was a 5 fish day trip. It was a 7-day trip, but 5 of those days were fish days.
So how'd you find the travel to that first city in Mexico you were saying? What was it called again?
Loreto.
Loreto. I see it here on the map. And so how was getting to Loreto? Was it a pain in the butt and getting from there to Meg Bay?
I was trying to pinch some pennies on the flight down, and there WestJet flies to Loreto, so there are direct flights from Vancouver and Toronto. But I took a bit of a milk run because I had a 2 layover day, and actually my layover in Phoenix was overnight, not long enough to go to leave, get in a hotel, and then come back, but just long enough for me to sleep in the Phoenix airport.
Oh, that's what you did?
Oh yeah, dude. It was gnarly. I'm not gonna
slept in the Phoenix airport. Okay.
I slept on the airplanes, and I slept on a bench in the Loreto airport.
Oh, good for you, man. You're saving any kind of dollars where you can. That's awesome.
And
same for the
it was fine. I've done that before. I've slept in the Atlanta airport before. It's not the best, but like whatever, you get it done.
Okay. Hard Rock Atlanta. That's my shirt.
Wow. That's amazing. But you know what? Everything went super smooth. A note on the travel is, people always ask us, "Oh, can you fly with your fly rods?" And the question I usually say, or the answer I usually give, is yes.
Yeah.
But with Mexico, you cannot.
Oh, really?
You can fly. You can fly in with them.
Yeah.
But more often than not, you can't fly out with them. So it is in their customs rule. If you look it up, and we can put this in the show notes, if you look up what's allowed on the plane and not allowed on the plane for Mexican officials, fishing equipment is not allowed as a carry-on,
including rods. Okay, so you have to check it.
So, but the funny thing is, if you leave from not Mexico, you can carry them on, but you will be checking them at some point. Anyway, whatever. I had 2 layovers, and the bonus of leaving from Toronto is that you clear American customs here. So if you check your luggage in Toronto, it would just end up in Mexico. So I avoided the headache, and I checked everything, and I carried the cameras on board, and I was like, "See you in Mexico." And that part of everything was super smooth.
Okay, good.
None of my flights were delayed. It was all good.
Yeah.
It was like, aside from the overnight layovers, easy peas, lemon squeeze.
Great.
In Phoenix, I met up with 2 of the other guests, which were a couple.
Yeah.
And they texted me, and they're like, "Oh, you're in Phoenix. Meet us in the," like, they had like an American Airlines lounge pass. And I was like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. So I met them for the breakfast buffet. It was fucking awesome.
Oh, that rocks.
Oh, it was great. It was so nice of them. Mark and Sarah. Shout out to Mark and Sarah. I will mention the other people on this trip, obviously, but the first 2 people I met were Mark and Sarah. Mark used to be in tech, and Sarah's a farmer, and now they both farm.
Oh, cool. Whereabouts? In California, you were saying, or something?
Everybody seemed to be from somewhere in Northern California, San Fran, Oakland, that kind of area. Of course, Mario is also from, based in California, so this makes a lot of sense. The other people on his trip were clients who have turned into friends, and just friends in general. So the first 2 people I met were Mark and Sarah, and we got to know each other, and they were super nice. And Mark's a super fishy dude. Sarah is awesome as well. She's just a bit newer to fishing, but definitely not new to the outdoors. And it was really great getting to know them. It's kind of fun, like picking up little, that's getting a little entry into the trip that way. And Mark really got me excited too. This is also his first time to
Yeah.
Mag Bay, but certainly not his first time to Baja. He had rooster fished in Baja,
Oh, cool.
and he has a boat that he
Oh,
takes out in San Fran for stripers. So he's like an ocean kind of dude, you know.
cool.
So he was stoked, but you know, knew a lot about the ocean already and boating, and so he was like,
Stripers in San Fran sounds pretty neat.
"Oh yeah, dude!" And they opened, I guess this year they were allowed to fish for king salmon for 4 days, and he said it was like insane.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, they were trolling for kings in the ocean, and he said it was crazy. He's like, they got 4 days, and it was just like, he said he's never seen so many boats in his life. He said it was like leaving the harbor in the morning underneath the Golden Gate Bridge was like
Oh man.
looking at a city of boats with all the lights, because they would leave, you know, before the sun comes up.
Right.
But that's another story.
Yeah.
So yeah, we traveled down.
Yeah, land in Loretto.
The other two gentlemen, David and Will O'Neill. Wo Neal he works at Lost Coast Outfitters in San Fran.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And is bit of a fly fishing personality himself, of course.
Yeah.
And another gentleman, David, and another gentleman, Adam, and we were all on the same flight.
Cool.
That was it. It was Adam, Will, David, Mark, Sarah, myself, and Mario.
Okay.
But Mario's already in Mexico at this point. Like, he went ahead. He actually hosted a couple people for a couple of days, and they had been fishing and sending us reports, and it looked fishy as hell. So we were all pretty stoked.
Cool.
Get into Loretto. Shuttle driver's there, you know, everything's, you know, it's all good. All the everybody's bags are there. No issues there. You know, Shuttle driver's waiting for us. And, and it's about 2 hours to Mag Bay Lodge.
Okay. Mag Bay Lodge. What's Mag Bay Lodge like? First impression. Is this a place that you would recommend?
Oh, totally. You know, I would say it's first of all, Puerto San Carlos, kind of like Punta Allen and Ascension Bay, it's a fishing town. It's a rural fishing town.
Yeah, not really much around, kind of thing.
No, but it's bigger than Punta Allen, and there's several hotels because ecotourism is huge. Whether you're an angler, gear or fly, or a diver or a snorkeler,
or surf or anything like that.
Not really so much there, but certainly we were seeing some pretty crazy
outdoor adventure type stuff like snorkels, scuba.
Yeah, so it's and whale watching. It's huge for whale watching. Lots of whales.
Cool.
Yeah. So, you know, there's the outdoor tourism is
thriving,
alive and well in Puerto San Carlos. Okay. And ever since, fly fishing, the Los Locos guys are in Puerto San Carlos, and obviously they've output a ton of marketing materials, and that's really kind of like put fly fishing, not that they weren't the first to do it, but they've certainly sunk a lot of money into getting the word out. Let's just put it that way. But Mag Bay Lodge has been there for a long time.
Those Los Locos guys have done a good job, because like I don't really know much about Mag Bay apart from the stuff we've talked about on the show. But like I've heard of Los Locos, I've seen them online. Like they've done a good job. Just kind of like getting the buzz out.
Oh, totally. Like I said, they weren't the first to do it, but they're definitely, organized and putting the word out. That's for sure. Mm-hmm. And we're seeing their boats every day, and their guides are always waving at us, and we're chatting. They're awesome. Cool. It's awesome. But yeah, Mag Bay Lodge is one of the first lodges down there. Obviously, a lot of gear anglers. It's essentially a home, like a bigger home.
Okay.
Right.
Like a big Airbnb kind of thing.
Yeah. Honestly, dude, almost exactly like our Belize stay.
Okay, yeah, Belize, where it's sort of like a big house with lots of rooms and a common area.
It's a big house with lots of rooms, a common area. There's a small pool and a hot tub and a giant fucking garage for boats.
Cool.
And
boats? What kind of boats?
Oh, huge pangas.
Okay.
Massive pangas. And
like center console pangas?
Big center console pangas. Yeah. Biggest pangas I've ever been on.
Right.
With beautiful fucking huge casting decks.
Yeah.
Like on the front and aft.
Yeah. Because this is
on the front and back, on the bow and the stern.
This is like serious water, right? So they have to have big boats because it's.
Yes, dude.
We'll get into that, but yeah.
But yeah, the home itself has room for 7 people to sleep. 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms, and the kind of setup is there's a much like our Belize stay. There's a cook. and they cook all the meals for you. So
Amazing.
you know that you can go out to eat. There's restaurants,
Sure.
you know, but you don't have
pretty
to.
much just like Belize. And so Mario knows these folks, and that's sort of how he does the hosted trips. He sort of does it through them. And okay, I got it.
Even when he was renting Airbnbs down there, he would book the guides and the boats through Mag Bay Lodge, because that's something you can do too. You don't have to stay there to use them to go fishing.
Right. Okay.
You
so
cannot DIY this.
No. You can't take like a kayak out onto the Mag Bay.
Some people were taking kayaks out, but the boats have to take you and the kayak to the
and then
fishing.
You paddle around in the yak.
Yeah,
it's weird. I don't know.
We saw a couple people doing that. I'm like, sure, I guess, but
yeah, I know somebody. I was talking to somebody, one of the Sea-Doo ambassadors, Bree Andersey, about this, because she's saying she used to take her yak out on a Mag Bay, and I was like, couldn't wrap my head around that. I'm like, wow, what? A kayak on Mag Bay?
I guess it also matters where, because the bay is huge, right?
Right.
So it's like
she was catching marlin, so.
Oh, okay. Well, then yeah, she was like in the open water. Never mind.
So I don't want to get too off thing, but people, the kayakers, boats take them out in the kayak, and then they boats chill, and then they kind of kayak around, and then they go back.
Yeah, the boats are just like the captains are just there watching you, so you don't fucking die.
No,
and then,
for sure. Because I mean, I was like, how are you paddling out there? I don't understand.
And then or get lost or whatever, and then they
it'd be a surreal experience to be bobbing around in a kayak out there. There's no doubt about it. But
for sure. And like I said, I mean, like I you know, obviously, unless there's a storm, it's not as dangerous as I'm maybe it seem, but like it's not chill. Like you can't just paddle out there yourself. It would also take you all day, if not 2 days, to get out there. Yeah,
'tis the ocean, and you're quite far off the coast, when you're going after the stripers. At least this time of year,
you're definitely far from Puerto San Carlos. Their land is in sight. But yeah, you're definitely far from town, from any kind of town.
Okay, so you could DIY. You can't DIY it, but you can hire guides and boats from a place like Mag Bay Lodge, and then like get an Airbnb if you want. But
yeah, there's definitely a few ways to attack it, or you can, you know, so Mag Bay Lodge is, I would say, an affordable outfit. You know, like it's not. This is not a cheap trip.
Yeah.
But it is a lot cheaper. Like like if you're looking at what Los Locos charges,
it's or some, it's higher.
And I'm just, this isn't a, I'm not saying.
Oh, you're just putting
in a negative way. I'm just like,
you're just putting out.
You know, they're at a higher price point than Mag Bay Lodge. Let's just say that way. And then there are some other outfits too that are, you know, it's kind of all over the place. It's kind of like anywhere
like any
you go.
fish. It's like anywhere you go.
Like if we went to Belize and stayed at El Pescador, it would have been way more expensive than going to fucking the Airbnb route. You know,
100%,
like
100%.
There's definitely there's a million ways to attack the same thing. Sometimes.
Of course. Okay, so this is the kind of fishing lodge that's sort of, it's not the cheapest, but it's not like the highest, most premium luxury fishing lodge experience. Because that's the tiers of fishing lodges. That's what it's like, right?
But I would say that like nowhere in Puerto San Carlos is going to be like that, because
that kind of place.
You are. I kind of felt like I was at the end of the earth.
Yeah. Like just the way it looks is just
the way it looks. It's so rugged. There's like the desert that goes, you know, it's like really dramatic mountains and elevation,
the colors of things. It's just
that goes right into the ocean, and like it's the desert. You know, it's a really rugged, rocky desert. There's sand dunes. Like, you know, once you leave Puerto San Carlos, there's nothing around.
It's just sand dunes and mountainous sand, orange sand.
It's like
tan
orange
sand
and rocky
blue.
and then rocky, you know, rugged cliffs and cactuses and
then just the
wild
ocean.
Goats.
Be a wild place to be a goat, man, just bobbing around the desert. Like, where the hell am I?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's the sandy, there's
and
sand
just
dune.
The Pacific Ocean, you know?
There's sand dune desert, and then there's like the more like rocky cactus kind of style desert as well.
Cool. Okay. So Mag Bay Lodge, great little spot to stay.
Loved it.
Awesome, like staff and people that like run the place. They're super nice.
Awesome staff. Good
Chino's
food. Chino's our cook every day. You know, they're great. The housekeeping staff, you know, comes every day and cleans the rooms.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it looked and felt a lot like our Belize place, to be honest.
That's cool.
It was like very homey. It was like, it wasn't like, it's not like going to the Holiday Inn where you're like, don't really understand who's cleaning your room or cooking your meals.
Yeah. It's like you kind of know
it's like,
everybody.
oh, like you're hanging out with these people and
That's cool.
With the staff and chatting with them and and the captains of the boats were amazing too.
Okay. So,
but very little English, if any. So, like, if you know Spanish, it's definitely a plus.
I'm gonna ask that. Okay, so where does the trip go from here? You're at the place.
So
everything's like good. You met everybody.
So we get there, and when you arrive, everyone gets like the fish boner, right? Everyone's freaking out. They're pulling out. Like, I was like, oh, maybe get settled in here. Everyone just starts pulling out their rods. Everyone's pulling out their rods. They're pulling out their lines. They're rigging. I'm like, oh my god, I was
even like taking your shoes.
I was like taking my t-shirts out of my bag, putting them in the drawers, and plugging in cameras and stuff. And everyone was already like had their rods rigged, but it was cool. Because David and Will and Mark fish the ocean so much. They have, and of course Will works at a fly shop currently.
It's just a ton of insight.
Part-time. They had, like all these cool different, ideas and ways in which they, even rig their, we're like talking about like the knots that they use for backing to fly line.
Like all their own little tricks and things.
Because I was like, they're like, oh, how did you attach? Will was like, oh, how did you attach your bimini to your double bimini to your fly line? I was like, double bimini, and he's like, oh, did you just rock a single bimini? He's like, you're gonna want to change that. And I was like, okay, so basically, you make a double loop, and so it's one because the fish are strong, so it helps extra the breaking strength. Two, because they're so strong, and it's like it's not if you see your backing, it's when you see your backing. The backing, especially gel spun, because we're on gel spun backing here. Maybe we should get into setups, but with the gel spun backing, it's much thinner and can cut through your fly line.
Right.
If too much pressure is put on it. So the double bimini helps spread that. And then area. Mark had hollow core backing, which I'd never seen before. It was like laid flat, which is something that he was using for trolling.
So he could put more backing on? Is that the idea?
I think at the break, it was like, as it was explained to me, it was like the breaking strength was higher. And the way they were doing their knots was crazy. It was like a Chinese finger trap kind of setup. And then we were like putting our flies on our leaders and talking about what knots to use for that. And what I thought was kind of cool is Mario uses a perfection loop. So like if you're making a perfection loop to make a loop to loop connection, but instead,
which is like the most simplest.
First, you thread the fly through, and then you do your perfection loop, and then it's on the fly, which is kind of interesting. But I went with my double huff knot as normal, and it didn't seem to like the jam knot that I use for tarpon, and it didn't seem to be an issue. Yeah,
there's so many different ways to skin a cat. I think that there's preference with some things, but that's interesting. There was a few.
The perfection loop, I will say, is a quick way to put a fly on a.
Yeah, like to quickly change if you want to change your fly and go really fast.
It's sometimes a bit faster than jam style knots for sure.
Okay. What kind of rod?
And I will say, especially. Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Just the basics.
Most of us were for the Marlin. So there's obviously all the Marlin. That's the star of the show.
Yeah.
However, there are massive rooster fish
with the Marlin.
Not with the Marlin.
Okay, separate day altogether.
So with the Marlin, I mean, it's anything's possible. It's the ocean, but with the Marlin, you're most likely to see mahi mahi and bonito.
Okay.
If anything other than Marlin, but south of Puerto San Carlos and about halfway through the boat ride, and you see it pretty much the second you get on the boat because it's a massive island. But it's called Isla Santa Margarita.
Okay.
And around this island and the beaches and the shoals and the rocky points, live a great many things. But the I guess the key fish draw there is our roosters. And like I'm talking like topping 80-90 pounds.
90-pound rooster. Oh my god, man, that is crazy.
So
I've seen some of the
it's
pictures of them. They were nice. Like the one you
yeah.
sent me of one of the fellas at another trip that had caught one. Nice fish.
So there's lots of stuff. There's too many to name, but I guess some of the key species would be for sure the roosters. There are hogfish.
Cool.
There are grouper. There are yellowtail. There are it goes on and on and
Mhm.
on and on
Of
and on.
course.
And there's even Pacific bonefish,
Whoa, cool.
which I didn't know until my this is how my 5 days were.
Mhm.
2 marlin days, 1 rooster day, 2 marlin days. That
Yeah.
was the way the trip went.
Yeah. Just
What
because the hype for marlin was high, and it's like, we'll try a day for roosters, but
Yeah, I mean every day you could try for roosters if you want because it's literally on the way home. So if you have let's say you have a great morning and you're like,
Mhm.
"Man, that
Let's
was
just stop and
awesome. I
look
don't
for.
I think I'm good on the marlin for today.
Mhm.
Let's go see if we can find a rooster."
Mhm.
You
You could
know,
do that.
you can definitely do that. You could do that every day if you wanted to.
'Cause, the roosters, are you walking and waiting?
No, no, no. You're on the boat. You're
Okay, so
casting
you're
to
still on a boat.
shore and going back. You can tease them from the beach, but it's I no, we be from the boats.
Okay.
So
Okay,
you're
so you
teasing.
still
You're
take the
still
boat out.
teasing them. You're trying to pull them up from out of the beach. But
Okay.
let's leave that for the
We
rooster day.
shall. We shall.
Okay, so gear you asked. Most people were on 12 weights for the marlin.
Mhm.
I had brought a 14 weight, and I think Mark brought a 13 weight.
Yeah.
The 14 weight was the new Predator Salt 14 weight that we were
Okay.
testing out.
Yeah.
8'6" 14 weight.
Okay.
The lines that we were using were the
6.
real Leviathan lines. I had a 300 grain for my 10 weight. The 10 weight was for the roosters. I had a 350 grain for my 11 weight. No,
Okay.
sorry, 400 grain, which I
Yeah.
actually ended up using the most. The 300 grain, to be honest with you, it's kind of useless.
Okay.
Didn't sink enough.
Okay.
I had a 500 grain for the 12 weight,
Yeah.
which was awesome. The 12 weight was my old 12 weight Predator with the forward fighting handle, which became very useful. And then the 14 weight, which had a 600 grain Leviathan sinking line.
I love the name of the Leviathan line. Like, what a great name. Like, what
Those lines were awesome.
gets you stoked? Leviathan. Like, what an awesome name. You know, it's like,
and the picture on the
I wanna
box
go
is just a
fishing.
giant sailfish, and you're
Yeah,
like,
it's I wanna go fishing for Leviathans.
yeah.
Okay. Okay, so that's a rundown on the gear. And the reels?
Reels, I had the grandes, and then over the course of the summer, I saw somebody selling the old Billy Pate and T-bore anti-reverse marlin reel.
You bought? Oh, that's right. You got one of those, eh?
So I got off of Facebook Marketplace. So I had that on my 12 weight. I had a grande on everything else.
That's such a cool reel.
Dude.
Damn.
Yes.
That's really cool. Okay, so that's a rundown on the gear. What's the leader setup for a marlin?
So you got the bill of a marlin is not like like the gills. It's not like the gills of a tarpon that'll cut your line.
Yeah.
But the bill is like,
smallmouth bass sandpaper.
I guess, but obviously at a much different scale, so it can fray your line, and so we've got 80-pound bite tippet on.
Okay, 80-pound bite tippet. Wow. Okay. And then the leader is much like what a tarpon leader would be like in terms of like kind of like
exactly. You got your break off section and a stout butt section, and or sometimes just straight 80, but
straight 80.
Straight 80, you definitely take a risk of breaking things if you're just on a straight section of leader. But on my 14 weight, I ended up going straight 80 because
straight 80 to fly.
Because I was like, this fish is coming in or this fucking hook is breaking. Yeah. I was like, I am too tired by the end of the trip.
Totally. If fish isn't, I don't think these fish are leader shy.
No, not particularly. However, there is a risk with going straight 80 because if your line gets wrapped on one of your fingers,
there goes your finger,
or toesies, like that could cause a pretty serious injury. So
yeah.
I will say there is definitely risk to that.
Okay. Well, interesting. Okay. Take us into the fishing, baby. How'd it go? How do you
Okay,
want to tackle
so
the fishing? You want to go day by day? You
we can
do
just
whatever you think.
day one. Yeah, I don't know. Like, let's just we'll start
Whatever
with day
you
one.
think, because you know
Day
what
one's going to
happened.
be the bit most to talk about because
Okay.
it was the first time I've seen everything. So, you know, we're waking up at about. I mean, I got up really early because of the time change, but like whatever. Breakfast is at 6:30. Shuttles at 7:30 to take you to the dock. It's like barely a 2-minute drive. So
Right.
we all pile in the shuttle. The first day it's me, Will, and Mario, which is an awesome way to start the trip, by the way.
Yeah.
And we're there to meet our boat captain. Mario speaks Spanish, so you know, as the host of the trip, he's trying to fish with a different duo every day.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, obviously because there's only 5 of us, that's only gonna, you know, I got to fish with Mario a couple days, which was really nice.
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen him in 3 years, and who knows when I'm gonna see him again. So it was really
totally.
great. So it's kind of sensory overload at this point. Like, I'm at the dock. The dock, there is no dock. It's sand. So like all the boats run up on the sand.
Yeah.
And then we hopped on the pangas. I gotta tell you, they're just so beautiful.
Yeah.
And some have 200s, 225s, and one of our pangas had a 300 on.
Nice. That's good.
Big boats, lots of water. And then Mario's like, yeah, it's about a 2-hour ride. I was like, what?
2-hour ride.
Yeah, he's like, oh, it's about a 2-hour ride. I was like, okay. And
wow, I did not know it was like that.
Oh, dude, yeah, every day is like this trip is, I will say, it's
adventure.
Yeah, it takes it out of you.
Yeah.
Like, you know, fishing for a week straight can be tiresome no matter what, but this one takes it out of you.
Because you're 2-hour boat ride out, 2-hour boat ride
sometimes 3.
Because of the waves and
the waves and the wind and the speed.
You're holding on.
No, we're okay. So it's awesome though. Is all the boats have they've got store bean bags, giant bean bags,
like
beanbag chairs.
Oh, great!
And you like lie on them because
nice.
For 2 hours you're just like. So
but on
like
a beanbag chair, you're like comfy because you're not bouncing on your ass.
I'm lying at the back of the panga, like you know, like your back is on the like, you know, the stern of the casting deck.
Yeah.
And then you're lounging. Your legs just, you know, spread out.
Okay, that's fun.
Yeah. A recommended gear though, Mario mentioned this to us before the trip. Bibs are really smart. Yeah. You won't need them while you're fishing, unless of course it's raining. But for the run out there, you know, cold is the wrong word, but warm it's not warm. Right. You're not cold, but it's just like it's wet. Early in the morning. The sun isn't super strong yet. You're on the open ocean. It is December. Like, you know,
there's water spray. It's warm. Like it's warm down there, but it's not.
It's not like the tropics.
Yeah, it's kind of like maybe like it was fishing Texas Rockport in November kind of thing.
Maybe yes, yeah,
a little bit warmer, but
a little bit cooler actually.
Oh wow, okay.
I thought it was a little bit cooler than that. Yeah. But also because the sun wasn't really out. It was kind of cloudy every day. But okay. Yeah, so you're tearing out. So
it has to be wet and cold, at least to start. Layer up and have the option to kind of.
Yeah, so I had bibs. I had like a hoodie, and I was super comfortable. You know, and then like like those deck shoes or something, you know, like like the Grundon's boots that we have, just like the ankle
boots,
just boat boots, just something to keep your feet warm and dry. I fish with socks on,
like when I'm actually fishing, under your toes,
so I can feel the line. But yeah, for the run out. So okay, so you're leaving Puerto San Carlos. You're in the inner bay. So there's like, if you look on a map, there's like the inner bay, and this is before you get out on the other side of that island I was talking about, Isla Santa Margarita.
Okay.
And so you're running out in the bay, and it's already like kind of like sensory overload because now I'm seeing all the mountains and the it's very dramatic looking. It looks like I don't know, it looks like fucking Lord of the Rings or some shit.
Yeah.
And just the way the sun was like kind of obscured, and we get out from, so it's about 45 minutes, about an hour to get to the outside of the inner bay, and then now you're on the outside of that island I was talking about.
Yeah.
The whole time we're running south.
Right.
So we get out from the point, and there's a lighthouse on the point, and we get around from the point of the bay, And Will's like, "Oh, whales." And I was like,
Oh.
"What? I've never seen a whale in my life, dude."
Yeah.
And there's 3 of them with their tails in the air, just like
crazy.
all just hanging out. They weren't moving, like they're just like
Yeah.
I was freaking out.
Yeah. Totally.
And so I'm like, "Okay, well, that's crazy."
Yeah. What kind of whales?
Humpbacks.
Damn. That's crazy.
Yes.
Humpback whales.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Oh my god.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So they're just like, and then they, we run out, and Mario's like, okay, like, so it's about another hour until we get to like the Marlin grounds, I guess we can call it.
Another hour.
He's like, okay, so what we're gonna do? He's like, so what's gonna happen is we'll stop before we really get there. We'll pee. We'll get ready because when we get there, it's like it's on. And I was like, okay, it's on, whatever that
means. Sure, whatever.
I was like, sure, yeah, okay, it's on, Mario. It couldn't be more on than it was the most on that it's ever been on.
It's awesome.
It's so intense, dude.
Yeah.
Like, okay. I don't even know where to start. Like,
you roll up to the Marlin grounds.
So you roll up to where the Marlin are, and you can already see other boats. You see, there's like 2, giant trawlers, like the kind that like Junior, shoots on. Like there's contenders. All these other pangas. Then there's all the other pangas with there's lots of snorkelers too. There's
because you could just snorkel with these Marlin.
You can snorkel with the Marlin, but within the Marlin, there are like. There's all this life. There's tons of seals. There's all these birds. There's mahi. There's dolphins. There's whales. It's like because there's all this bait. There's all these sardines and mackerel and mullet and that's what brings these fish here.
And they just gather at these points in the ocean because of.
Well, this is where the bait shows up.
Just for whatever reason.
And there's a big shelf that comes up.
So there's structure.
And so at this time of year, this is where all this bait congregates for some reason.
Okay.
And like this is where they come to feed at this time of year.
Cool.
And
how deep is it?
Oh, I don't know, dude. Like very
like 100,000 feet?
Like millions. I don't know. No, I mean like, hundreds of feet deep, maybe at some points, like 50 feet to 100, whatever. Crazy. I can't. You're not seeing the bottom.
No. I was curious if it's like 1,000 feet or if it's.
But it's clear as day. Feet. But it's like blue. It's like really, really, really the wildest color of blue you can imagine, and like
royal blue.
Yeah, it's like dark, beautiful blue.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, Mario's like, okay, Aldo, you're gonna. I was like, the light is really nice. Like, I prefer to shoot, and to be honest, like I just want to see how it all goes
what
down.
To do.
Like I don't know what's going on. Plus the waves are insane, so I'm like trying to get my balance. The boat's rocking like crazy, and then the captain's like, okay, listo, like everybody ready? And we're like, yeah. And then he just hammers the throttle.
Okay.
Like Mario's on the casting deck, and there's a lean bar in the front. Will's on the casting deck, and I think in the back, and there's a lean bar there. And you are holding on, dude.
Yeah.
You got the rod in one hand, and you're holding on, or you're bracing yourself. And he's like, throttle is down. Yeah. And so there's all the bait I mentioned congregate in balls. If anybody's seen Planet Earth or Blue Planet, they get into these bait balls, right? And the bait balls are trying desperately not to get eaten. Like, and everything is trying to eat them.
Yeah, for sure.
The birds want to eat them. The seals want to eat them. The marlin want to eat them. Yeah. So what the fish and the seals do is they push them to the surface.
Okay.
And because then they're trapped essentially.
They can't go up
because they can't go up anymore. And then the birds start nuking them. So then they stay
down a little
just
bit
under the water, but they can't go down anymore because now there's all these fucking other things
in the bottom. That is a scary, scary life.
It's a scary place to be a sardine.
Good Lord.
So, but the best thing they can do is never stop moving. So they move as a group, like sometimes thousands of them at a time.
Yeah.
And they're darting. They dart like left, right, and they're going hundreds of like feet per second.
Yeah.
And so and you can see the marlins that have their fin up like great white sharks, like following, and you can see the seals jumping after them. And and every once in a while, like if the bait ball turns, you'll see a bird come down and nail it. So when a bait ball is moving, you do get shots on it, but you get like a shot or two.
Right, because it's so
because
fast.
because it's so fast and it changes direction so erratically
Yeah.
that the boat captain tries to set you up for a really good shot, and most of the time they do, but you get like a window of like a second. You can't be
One
false
shot
casting a
lands.
bunch.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. But the best scenario and what you're looking for basically all day is static bait balls.
Okay.
So every once in a while, the bait ball fails, they panic, and all they do is they stay in one place but do that circle thing,
Yep.
like a
Just go
globe
around and around.
going
Yep.
around and around, and everything is just absolutely massacring them, and it's a feeding frenzy. There's like 100
Everything.
birds on it. There's like nothing prepared me for this.
Yeah.
Like nothing. It was so intense.
Yeah.
Like the marlin are just everywhere. There's like all of a sudden you're like, oh, there's a marlin. Then all of a sudden there's like 20 marlin.
And they're just like 20 feet below the surface, 10 feet below the surface.
They're a foot below the surface. Dude, they're swimming beside the boat, and they're these massive, like 150-pound fish just swimming by and I'm holding the camera and I'm like, oh my God. And they're like, they flash at each other before they eat.
Bright blue.
They flash like bright blue, and then they attack the bait ball. And so you're seeing these like neon blue
strobes.
Wow. At the same time, these fucking frigate birds and pelicans are like, and these seals are like diving into the fucking mess too. And like all you hear is like from the seals, and then if you're
Saving Private Aldo.
Yeah, for real. Like if you see if your boat sees the static bait ball first, great. But all of a sudden you're going to have some company because there's lots of boats around, right? Like depending on how good the weather was, is what I learned. On foul weather days, there are a lot less boats.
Makes sense.
And so if you get on a bait ball, there are other boats. That's shouldn't detract anybody. There are more than enough marlin to go around.
So you're saying like there's just hundreds out on this marlin grounds?
There are thousands of marlin.
And they're huge, some of them.
They're all huge.
That's so crazy.
The smallest one is like, I don't know, the size of me.
And they're a foot to 5 feet below the water, just smashing bait.
Dude, you could catch them on a popper if you want to, if you had a big enough one.
So you're basically just like you're
sight casting the whole time.
That's crazy.
You're sight casting at the bait ball, but you can definitely start to understand when you have a higher percentage of an eat potential, because it is a feeding frenzy. Like you just see they're coming up, like you see their whole face.
Yeah.
You see their eye come out of the water and they like wink at you.
Well, some of the clips you sent me, that's what I saw.
I was like, try me, bitch. They're
You're just casting and there's just marlin everywhere. I'm like, oh, it's kind of like, you're just fishing for really big pike. And there's, minnows swimming around. It's, you know what I mean? Like, it's not like you said earlier, you're not teasing or trolling or doing any of these fancy things. You're just fishing like you would fish any other, but it's very intense.
But it's so fun. Like the pace at which everything is happening is crazy.
Yeah.
Like you're gunning from one bait ball to the next bait ball. And it's like, it's so fun because you're like on these fucking awesome pangas with a 300 on the back. It's like, and you're like, poof, poof, like through the waves, and then you like cuts the motor and he's like gas, and you're like, and like
it's intense, it's extreme, it feels almost like you're tournament fishing or something.
Yeah, it was really fun. And you are trying to, like, you can catch everybody. If there's like 3 boats on a bait ball, everybody can catch fish, but you're still trying to be the first one there.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
So there's that element to it as well. Like nobody's like trying to cut anybody off or
there's
like
a competitive race, but
it is competitive. Like it's naturally competitive,
and go.
Yeah, exactly. The whole thing's competitive. Like you're competing against the seals. The seals are competing against the fish. The fish are competing against the birds.
Yeah.
The birds are competing against each other. Like I kept seeing frigate birds trying to eat and just tear the eyeballs out of seagulls. Frigate birds are vicious, by the way.
Crazy.
Don't like them anymore.
Nature's wild.
But it was a scene I was not ready for. And then, we're there for like 10 minutes and Mario hooks up. I was like, what?
And did he land that fish?
No. But it jumped like a million times. And I was like, and that was like, it was like, he hooks up, which was our first like kind of break in the first like, let's say 30 minutes of everything going down.
Yeah.
The fish pops off and he's like, oh, and the captain's like, okay, let's get ready for our next shot. And I was like, I think up to that point I had stopped breathing. I was like, I don't know what just went on, because I was also running around the deck like with the cameras, like trying to mount the 360s and the GoPros, and I was like trying not to fall off the boat, and I was just like, like, this shit was crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, that was wild.
Fun. So it ain't relaxing, peaceful,
but it's so much fun. It's so much fun. It's exhilarating. It's totally exhilarating. It's super fun, and everyone's having a great time.
Yeah.
Like, it's really fun.
Really quick before we get into the next part, you're casting to the bait ball and you're stripping really fast.
You're hand over hand, yeah.
Hand over hand
like,
stripping.
You're
just trying to look
like
darting.
The shots aren't long, but obviously the longer you can cast, the better. I think to be honest, like, if you do pike and muskie fish a lot, I think there's a lot of transferable skills because the rods you're fishing with are really, really big. So you'd be used to casting them. You're using similar grain weighted lines if you're using sinking lines for muskie, of course.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the size of the flies are big. They're not as big as muskie flies, and they're definitely tied more. And they're tied more sparsely because you want it to sink in the
as fast.
So I think if you do muskie fish and pike fish like we do, I think I'm not going to say they're clearly not the same thing, but there are a lot of transferable skills there that are like, oh, okay. Like, I'm used to, quote unquote, casting 12 weights with heavy sink lines.
Sure.
And you're not looking at like an 80-foot fucking,
you're trying to get what, 30, 40, 50 feet cast.
I would say if you can get a really good 50, 60 foot cast,
you're good.
But I mean, if you can get an 80-foot cast, even better. But if you can present a 60-foot cast on the bait ball within one false cast,
you're amazing. You're good, ready to go.
That would give you the best chance, because that's what I started to learn. I was like watching everybody. I was like, oh, I can't. You don't have time to like false cast.
Right.
And because of the head of that line is so heavy, just trust the physics of the fly rod and everything. Pump one false cast and just launch it.
Just shoot that line out.
Because it's just like, and if it gets there, it gets there kind of thing. And if it doesn't,
because even if it lands, if you have a shitty cast 30 feet out, you still got a shot. Like, it sounds chaotic. These marlin are just swimming around.
Sometimes they follow right to the boat, and and they're coming, like, there are the ones that you see feeding.
Yeah,
there are probably twice as many that you don't see.
Right, exactly.
Underneath the boat, or 30 feet under the surface, and they shoot up to eat.
Right. They might see your fly.
So and I wouldn't say they're picky. But the best thing to do, if like the best shot you can have, if like if you want to feel really good about it, is about a 60-foot cast over the ball, and you're ripping the thing through the ball.
Okay.
If you rip that thing through the ball and there's a feeding frenzy on, it's almost a guaranteed hookup.
Okay. So Mario pops off, and you're, like, this is crazy. What happens next? Does he put you up on the bow?
Yeah, I think the rest of the day was mainly Will and I fishing,
So he's like, Aldo, you're up now. This is your first shot?
Yeah, I think we were looking for like a good static ball for a while. Will hooked up on a static ball. Will hooks up.
Yeah.
It was the craziest thing. Will hooks up, but and the line shoots off the deck really fast.
Yeah.
Because they run like crazy immediately. And they're in the air. They're in the air immediately. And it comes up in a clump. And he's like, got a knot. Captain jumps off the controls. He's grabbing the knot. He's like frantically trying to untangle the knot. Will's like got both his hands on his line with the rod underneath his arm, and he's just trying to hold the fish from running. He's like, like if he can like just get it to not run for a second,
they can untangle really quick. Yeah.
And like, Captain's got one of the knots out. He's almost got the other, and it's like Will's like, I can't hold it anymore. And like he lets the line go, and the fucking knot goes through the guides and just takes the tip off of his rod. And then this line snaps. His fly line broke in half.
Oh my!
And we were like, I was like, oh my god. And Mario's like, yeah, this shit's kind of really hard on gear.
Yeah.
But then the captain goes, oh my God, it's your rod. The tip of his rod is just bouncing in the current.
Oh.
And I was like, would have been nice if that happened on a Blue Fox. and
So
then we snatched the tip of his rod.
Yeah.
And he gets his rod back, and it's not broken.
The fuck?
The line, the knot must have just the knot dislodged the tip of the rod and broke the fly line, but not the rod. And he's like, "Oh well, I've got a spare line." He had a spare rod on him too.
Wow.
But he was like,
wow,
like,
that's crazy. Okay.
And he was like, I'll just, I'll use my other rod and then re-spool this reel when I get back to
sure.
That's
base, wild. That's
crazy.
Know,
and I was like, wow, I can't believe we found the fucking rod. And it was like a Sage R8 or something. I was like, oh God.
Well, hopefully that fly popped out of that fish too.
It definitely, like 100 feet definitely did.
Because they got some pretty.
You have to
mouths.
hammer the hook set. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So then the day keeps going on. We find another ball, and I'm on the deck, and
now this is your shot. There's your chance.
I cast through the thing.
What's going through your head? Because that's kind of stressful in that moment.
Honestly, right? Dude, nothing's going through my head.
No?
Like it's all happening so fast. You really focus. It's just the moment. You're just like just it. You know how like sometimes
I'm nervous when people are watching me, and it's like the first time you're doing it, and it's an intense situation. I'm like,
well, this was like getting on in the day. I had some shots that I was like kind of like getting. I was getting my legs underneath me. I was getting like the rhythm of the casting. I was like starting putting everything together.
Yeah.
Then we got in a good static ball.
Mm-hmm.
I cast to the ball. I took one strip and I was on.
Wow.
I was like, dude, I've never I've caught tarpon before. I've never felt weight like this before.
Oh my
a tarpon
God, for sure.
is way more vicious. Like this is just all of a sudden you just feel like
tons of weight.
You feel a tug, obviously, but it's just like you've got the hand over hand thing.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt the tug. I just kept pulling on the line.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I was just, and then all of a sudden I was fucking on a marlin.
That's crazy. So fucked up.
And it was just in the air. It was like,
oh my God.
Captain goes, es muy grande. Mario's like, oh, that's a big one, dude. And it was just like, it tore off. That's the other thing. Mm-hmm. You have to drag pretty much. We crank
as far as it.
You crank the drag all the way.
Yeah.
And then you back it off like 1 or 2 clicks.
Right.
And they're still like, see ya.
Those are huge fish made for this crazy water,
They're huge. And so, I'm on the 12 weight, the Billy Pate reel. And so the thing's just fucking.
Got it on that reel. There you go.
That thing's just, to make a long story short, this fish took me an hour and a half to get in.
An hour and a half.
Yeah, not every marlin fight. Most marlin fights are pretty quick, actually, because they jump and they tire themselves out and they don't really run. This one ran like far.
It just kept swimming.
It just kept, and the boat's helping. The boat's chasing. We're not just staring at the fish swim away. We're chasing the fish.
Of course, So you're basically just letting the fish tire himself out via swimming, which is like. That's what they do.
Yeah, it doesn't really tire. It can't tire out if it's just swimming. It's used to swimming. It swims its whole life. It never stops to pelagic fish. It has to
jump to be able to be like.
Yeah, so it jumps a bunch. It's I think somewhere halfway through the fight something changed. I could feel like a lot more weight.
Okay.
And then it just I got it. I got it to the boat like 3 times, and every time I got it to the boat, like every time I finally saw the fly line again, I've never been more relieved to see fly line.
Oh my God.
And I was like. Every time I'd get to the fly line of the boat,
mm-hmm.
and like it was getting to the sink tip,
mm-hmm.
it would just be like, nah, and it would
just
dive,
take off
literally
again.
Not take off, it would go straight down. And this was the hard part about the fight. It would go down, and then like I'd see the fly line leave the tip of the rod, and I'd be like, no, and Mario and Will are just laughing. I'm drinking beers, and I'm just like, no. And then, it was just like pulling a fridge from the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
And then
hour and a half, dude.
So what we finally get it up. Mario's like, the second I see the sink tip, he's like, I'm just grabbing it, and he's like, if it comes off, it comes off. You cool with that? I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
And so he gets it up, and he's like, okay, so as I'm pulling the fish up, obviously reel in,
Yep.
So we're doing that for a bit. And dude, Mario bills it first, leaders it, bills it, and all of a sudden I'm like,
you're seeing this fish.
I'm seeing this fish that's like,
how big?
It looks like it's the captain said it was like in 150-pound class, kind of.
That's got to be your biggest fish, right?
No. yeah. It's like for sure.
That's crazy.
I was less like, I couldn't believe it. I was just
beautiful fish too.
Mars like, come here, hold the bill, and I was like, okay,
grab the bill, yeah.
And I was just like, grab the bill, and I'm just staring at this giant eyeball, and just like waiting for it to revive. So it's all like kind of brown. They all kind of look different, but they definitely have those blue stripes. And then, as it was reviving, it would turn, its fins turned more blue. And I was like, this is the coolest fucking thing I've ever seen, And then like, you feel it kick off and you just push it back, push it off the boat. And I was like, wow.
And they just swim off.
They just swim off. So what happened through the fight was, as it was jumping, it got tail wrapped.
Oh my God.
So I was pulling the fish in sideways.
Dude, that's why it was so long.
Yes.
You pulled 150-pound striped marlin through the ocean.
It was lassoed through the tail. So, which was cool because like Mario got it unlassoed from the tail and the hook out of his mouth.
That's great.
Like within seconds, I was like, "Damn, Mario!"
Yeah,
and he's a G. And
he's
then
the man.
we got some pictures and sent it off his way, and it was amazing.
Incredible moment.
And then.
That's so insane.
Seconds later, we're on another ball, and then Mario hooks a fucking tank. But he's like,
gets it in and bills it.
He gets it on, and he's like, I'm not back. He's like, I'm not fighting this fish for an hour because it was just as big, if not bigger.
Yeah.
He stopped his drag.
Okay.
So he's got no drag, and he's like, if it comes off, it comes off. I've already landed a fish this week.
Yeah.
And he got it in super quick, like probably 20, 30 minutes or something.
Okay.
And then all of a sudden we're staring at another marlin.
Yeah.
And then, by this time, we're staring at his is like silver.
Yeah.
The whole thing is silver and blue, and it's like amazing looking fish.
We'll post pictures of this stuff on Instagram too. Check out SoFly.
And then, we push it back in the ocean and it takes a swat at Mario's face.
Yeah.
Like with its tail.
It's its bill.
So Mario's like, okay, when you release these things, like push them off the bow, head down. And he's like, because sometimes they've been known to like, give a little fuck you on their way.
Smack you in the head.
On their way
They could cause an injury, eh?
And could
they like pierce you with the bill?
Dude, they could fucking impale you easy.
Yeah.
The bill is like, it's like, it's pretty stout.
Like a sword.
Yeah. So yeah, we it takes a little swat at Mario. We all have a good laugh, and then it's 3:00 and it's time to go home.
Yeah.
Because it's like,
Day ends at 3.
got about 2.5 hours back to the boat ramp. and I was like, wow, I can't believe Mario and I both landed. We all hooked up
on day 1. You both landed
multiple times actually, and we both landed fish, and that was like the intro to Mag Bay.
It's awesome when you catch the fish of a lifetime on the first outing because it's like
it took the pressure off.
Yes, you're just like, oh man, honestly, like I'd love to catch more, obviously, but I don't feel the pressure now. I can just fully enjoy everything, Yeah,
and then you can really kind of like dial yourself in too. You're like, oh, now I'm really focused on my casting, and now I'm really focused on learning how to like convert more eats.
Yeah,
because you only have 5 days to do it, so you better start learning fast.
Of course.
And like obviously Mario's helping, and the captains, as well. That's
why it's great to do these hosted
because they have
trips.
such great. Captains have been doing this forever with gear, and now more recently a lot more with flies, and they're starting to pattern what fly patterns are working in what light conditions.
Yeah.
So they're tearing through your box. He's like, okay, when the sun comes out, like we need to be using this color. When it's dark, we need to be using this color. If they're behaving this way, let's put this fly on. If they're behaving that way, let's size down.
It's what they do. They know, Yeah,
but they spent most of their career on gear, so to like, very late in their guiding life to have to learn something new is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, we were tying every night, and thank God I brought my tying stuff. But
yeah, so you go back to the lodge and you just whip up some flies.
Just start tying, because even if you're not losing the flies, they're definitely getting messed up.
So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll see a couple of the flies here. This is Aldo caught all of his fish on flies he tied, which is also very cool.
Which is very cool. So we're using 10-aught hooks. and I was using a lot of EP and
awesome fly
and SF fibers, and yeah, this blue and white combo
so cool
was really working out. And then I bought some chartreuse. This one has lost a lot of its hackle, but a lot of chartreuse grizzly hackle.
Was a marlin on that one?
Was a marlin on this one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
Nice fly. Very nice.
Thanks.
You tied these up there, and then, or you brought?
I tied a few in the basement here.
Yeah.
But we ran out of time, and honestly,
yeah.
Some of the ones we tied here weren't big enough.
Right.
We had 6/0 and 8/0 hooks here. Mario had 10/0 hooks, and that was definitely the move.
Okay.
Yeah. They'll eat 8/0 and 6/0 for sure. For sure. But yeah.
Just a little bit bigger.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Second Marlin day was awesome. I was on the boat with Adam and Mario again.
Yeah.
Adam,
who's Adam?
Adam was one of Mario's buddies, but we got to fishing.
Yeah.
And Adam had the hot fly that day because he had 2 eats right away.
Oh wow! What kind of fly was he?
That same thing, that blue. That's what really dialed in that thing.
A blue and white sort of streamer.
Blue and white,
red eye,
like a mackerel kind of looking thing.
Yeah.
And his first cast he was on. First cast, 8. Fish jumps everywhere. He's got it on for about 5 minutes. It pops off.
Are you bowing to these fish when they jump, like a terrapin?
Yeah, not as extreme, but like you kind of also don't really have a choice.
Yeah, they're pulling
they pull you. They pull your rod. Like your rod's already kind of straight. Like you're fishing. You're really trying to put the pressure with the butt of your rod.
Yeah,
because that's the strongest point of the blank.
Yeah,
and then the rod tip is just flexed a little bit.
Right.
You're not trying to like have your rod bent too much. So you're already kind of like pointing at the fish anyway. So it's not much to just like point at them as they jump. And then so he gets one on, it comes off, we're still at the same ball, he casts again and he gets another fish, and there's 2 other boats on this ball, and they're like, whoa, dude. And we're like, and he's and which is obviously a good feeling. And
for sure.
Fights that one for a bit, and that one breaks him off.
Mama.
And we're like, oh my god, that was sick.
Yeah.
And then we have a bit of a midday lull, and then we get on this like really unassuming bait ball. There was like 2 birds on it, and we saw like a 2 marlin, but then it ended up being like probably 50 marlin. And there was one other panga with like 2 older gentlemen on it, and I kind of an older panga too, like a tiller, wooden,
Yeah.
And one guy, they were fly casting, and the one gentleman had a pink and white fly. Adam had his fly, and then I had mine. And then all of a sudden, like the water just started frothing with marlin, like the feeding frenzy was on, and between the 2 boats, our boat alone hooked 7.
Wow.
And the ball just wasn't leaving. Like we posted a video, and we'll post it again. Mario hooks a fish, it jumps all over the place, and then he's like, "I'm going to pop it off. I don't want to leave this ball because it's static, and the marlin are super happy." And we're like doubling up.
That's crazy,
on
dude.
marlin, and like it was crazy. And he doesn't want to leave the ball. The other 2 gentlemen, they're hooking up. Like it was kind of a joke because like you'd hook up, and then obviously the captain's back off the ball because if you have a marlin on it, you don't want it jumping all over the fucking place. And, in like crossing other people's fly lines or the motor, of another boat. So it almost became a joke with the other 2 guys because it was like, they were like, okay, your turn. Because they would like hook one, lose it. We'd hook one, lose it. Like, and
you getting seasick out there by any chance? People get seasick out there?
Great question. I really thought I was going to be seasick.
Yeah.
And I wasn't. And I don't know if it's because I could still see land or something and it has like a solid point, but I was expecting to be seasick. Like the first day I took gravel, but I didn't the rest of the time. I felt just fine. But
you have that land you could focus on the horizon.
You would definitely like up. Yeah. It wouldn't be out of the question to get seasick. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah. So bring some seasick stuff.
Totally. Like, I mean, especially if you're not used to swells and waves and stuff, like, Anyway, yeah, I could drone on about this day, but it was awesome. Like, I think that day we
Yeah.
we lost them all, or they all
Yeah.
popped off. I didn't break any off, but I think that day I hooked 3, Mario hooked 2, and Adam hooked 7.
Jesus, that's craziness.
And they all broke off or popped off. But it was an amazing day. And then, my third day
nuts.
Was the Rooster Day. The guide for the Rooster Day is Jeff Fesco,
Okay.
who is actually a pro tire for Rio.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. And
nice fella.
Oh, great. Learned a ton. He knows the gang from Gaspé Coastal. Like,
oh, cool. So weird, eh? This fly fishing world. Weird.
He grew up in Ithaca, New York. So we were talking about fishing Western New York and Rochester and all that stuff.
Now he just dials it into roosters.
Yeah, he lives down there now.
That's so cool.
He lives not far from Cabo and then drives up to do the roosters. He guides around Cabo and his home down there, and then and the beaches around there, and then he comes up for the rooster season up here.
Okay, so he takes you out for the roosters.
Yeah, and I wish there was more to report because Jeff's such a nice guy. I was talking to him about it. I was like, oh, you should come on the show. So we'll have him on the show.
Oh, definitely. Yeah.
So I don't have to get in depth here because, I gotta be honest, not a whole lot happened. Like we were fishing beaches. We were teasing up fish. We caught a lot of strange fish I didn't know existed before.
You caught a hogfish on a fly.
Yeah, those are my boat buddy David.
Okay, very cool.
Boat buddy David put on a weird fish clinic. He fished. We caught a bay bass. All this other weird stuff. I hooked 2 fish. We never saw them. Jeff thought maybe a grouper or a yellowtail.
Wow.
God,
the ocean's so cool. Oh my God.
The ocean's so cool. And fishing around the points and the beaches of the island was so dramatic. Like these dramatic cliffs, and it was really, really cool.
Yeah.
And then my last 2 days were marlin
Did
days.
Did you see any roosters?
No, we didn't even see
them. Didn't see them, yeah.
Because the way Jeff fishes for them is launches a teaser. Like I'm talking like launches.
Yeah.
Like this thing is going 200 yards.
Right.
And he's ripping the teaser back. And he's like, even if you don't hook them, usually you see them with the rooster tails up, chasing this thing, like crashing. And then when the teaser gets about 50, 60 feet from the boat, you try to land your fly at the teaser. He pulls the teaser.
Gotcha.
The rooster's like, where'd it go? And the first thing they see is your fly. And they're like, there it is. And then they eat it. So long as you cast close to the teaser. And the flies that you're using are like small EP minnows, like the same that we were using for the tarpon.
Wow. That's cool.
Which is kind of cool, like black, a lot of black and red and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I wish we had more to report. Let's have Jeff on the show because that's a whole other bag of beans.
Yeah.
Then the last 2 days were marlin. Then my second last day was with Will. It was like the flattest, sunniest day. And we get to the marlin grounds and there are a fuck ton of boats. Like snorkeling boats.
Okay.
Which makes sense because it's the first really sunny day. Obviously, if you're trying to take pictures of the ocean and other stuff, you want some sun. It was also the calmest day. So, I can imagine it's not exactly super fun if the swells are big.
Yeah.
It probably feels pretty dangerous.
Yeah.
So a lot of the snorkeling boats were beating us to the bait balls, but the bait balls, we didn't see a lot of marlin.
Yeah.
But it was all bonito.
Cool.
And Will and I got to our first bait ball, and we just put a beat down on bonito, and they were so much fun.
Yeah.
They're like
beautiful
these little missiles that just rip.
They just fly,
so strong, dude. They're so strong. They're not strong as a marlin, but they're so strong.
Yeah.
For a second, you think you have a marlin, and then you feel the head shake.
Right.
They're like frenetic,
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, okay, I don't have a marlin on, but like, man, do they ever fight hard?
Cool.
And
those are cool little fish. I've seen those.
I think I landed 4 or 5. And it's
they're
like
not even little. They're pretty big too.
No, they're pretty big. Like they're like 20 pound, 10 to 20 pound fish. So like you like maybe 20 pounds a stretch, but like, they're big fish, but like, it's funny. The fly hits the water and you're on.
Yeah.
and you're like, oh, okay. It's definitely not a marlin.
Yeah. That's so funny.
But it was cool. Like, cool. We landed a bunch of those and then we were kind of looking around all day and boat captain Christian, who we had before, You know, at about 1:00, he's like, we got on one bait ball with Marlin, but they weren't interested at all.
Yeah.
And we were like, okay, well, he looks at us, we look at him, and we're already getting pretty tired at this point in the trip, like, you know,
Yeah.
from lack of sleep and just long days and just like crazy shit. And he goes, no mass, you know, like no more. And we're like, no mass. We're like, we can go home. It's fine.
Yeah.
Which is really nice, actually. Like Will and I got back early, being the second last day, and our boat had a 300, so we were like way faster than everybody, and it was
great.
the flattest day. And you know, we get back at about 3:30, and you know, we have the place to ourselves. So like, it was the second last day. I was like, oh, I'm gonna do laundry. You know, they have a washer dryer, so I was like, do laundry. I'm gonna chill. I'm gonna like.
Yeah.
All my gear's kind of fucked at this point. Like everything's everywhere from all the panicking. And like, you know, when you get back so late, you know, like we're getting back to the lodge at 6, dinner's at 6:30. After dinner, you're like basically falling asleep. You're so tired. So like having that little afternoon and just like, get all like feeling real good about the last day was great.
Yeah.
So it starts to rain overnight. We wake up and it's fucking raining, dude.
Yeah.
And, you know, Mario gets up, his back is all hurting. He's like, oh, I don't know. Because it's supposed to be me, Mario, and Will to end the trip. Same as the start. And he's like, oh, I don't know if we're going to come. And Will's like, oh, you got to come.
Yeah.
And everyone's kind of, I don't know what happened.
Yeah.
Maybe it was like this. We had super spicy ceviche the night before.
Yeah.
But everybody's tummy was a bit doing
things.
Doing some things.
Yeah.
Doing some number 2 things, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Going for a ride.
I think like me, Sarah, and Mark kind of weren't as affected as some other people.
Yeah.
But you know, I packed Will and Mario full of Imodium.
Yeah.
And Pepto-Bismol, and we hit the water, and it was rough. Like the waves were rough, and the swells were crazy, and it was raining, and it was stormy and dramatic, and much like the day before, start with all the bonito, there was like tons of birds in the air, and all of a sudden everything vanished. There was no more seals, there was no more bait, there was no more anything.
Weird.
And we got to the Marlin grounds, and there was nothing, as far as the eye could see. There was like no birds.
Oh no.
There was any signs of life. There was like maybe another boat out.
Yeah.
There weren't many boats. The snorkel boats were gone.
Yeah.
It was like our crew and like our crew of boats and maybe like 1 or 2 Los Locos boats. And we were like, and so our captain Bean, he was like, so Mario goes, well, they're obviously not here. He's like, would you be willing to like run another 20 minutes further south? He's like, because typically if they're not here, they just keep going south. They don't go the other way. They don't go north closer to, you know, shore essentially. And we're like, yeah, I mean, it's the last day. Let's fuck it, whatever. I'm like, and you know, the other thing, sorry, I forgot to mention it, is the captains are all on radio. Yeah. They're constantly talking to each other. Because if they find something, you know, they'll call in their buddies,
alert people,
or if something goes wrong, you're like,
for safety
you know,
too,
you know, for safety, like so that adds to the drama of everything, because when you're on a ball, all you're hearing is like everyone's like cast, but at the same time you're hearing Marlino, you know, like in a language you don't understand, so it's like it's kind of, it adds to like the drama of the whole thing, which is really cool. And so, you know, we're running in these rough seas. It's raining. It's crazy. But, you know, sure enough, we get to about 20 minutes, start seeing the birds.
Okay, here you go.
And then, you know, start seeing marlin fins and tails swimming around, start seeing the seals, you know, and we're like, oh, okay, you know, like
we're back at 'em.
You know, I think we all had the attitude like it's the ocean, anything can happen.
Yeah, of course.
And sure enough, you know, like the marlin showed up.
Man,
and we had a fucking amazing day. We had an amazing day.
Yeah,
but I mean, it was rough. Like it was like the rain was in our face. Like, but we were on this one ball, this giant ball, chasing it around. It would go like we would chase it, and then it would go static for like 20 minutes. And our buddies in the other boat, Mark and Sarah, Because sometimes you see the other people, sometimes you don't. It's a huge area that you're fishing.
Yeah.
So on this particular day, we were chasing
ball.
this ball together all day, which was really fun because we were like
That is
talking
fun.
shit. We were like laughing, like we were watching them hook up and they were watching us hook up, and it was like it was super
Kinda
fun,
nice.
And I hooked another marlin and landed it, and it was I had it.
It was the most beautiful fish.
It was the most beautiful fish. So on this time, I was on the 14 weight, and I took a page out of Will's book because at this point, Will has landed now 3 marlin.
Wow.
In the course of the trip, and he's like, I'm just trusting. He's like, he's like, I posted something, and someone was like, wow, you're really trusting your gear. And he's like, is there a reason I shouldn't?
Yeah.
He's like, if I hold the rod in a stupid place and it breaks, that's on me. He's like, but if I'm doing everything right and it breaks, that's on them. He's like, so I'm just going to use it how it's supposed to be used.
Totally. Designed for this. Yeah.
It's designed for this, So I was like, yeah, you know what? Yeah. And like, so I clamped down the drag on the grande. I've got the 14 weight. I hook the fish. I get a really good hook set. And I'm just like, I'm going to put the beans to this one.
Yeah.
Like, this thing's not going anywhere.
I'm just going to get it in there, yeah.
Like, I'm going to, if I can help it, And one, it's it's about a 60-pound class fish.
Yeah.
So maybe just as,
beautiful.
Pretty much just as long, but definitely not as heavy.
Yeah.
And this thing is just doing cartwheels around the boat. So it's getting tired quick. Yeah. And every time it, it is swimming, and kudos to Brandon and the Reddington design team, I can turn the fish. I couldn't turn that other one, even when it wasn't last week around the tail. Like, I could really move this fish with the 14 weight,
Yeah.
And maybe because the 14 weight's 8.5 feet, not 9 feet, it's a little stouter,
It's kind of nice to have that control when you want to just be, when you want to, So yeah, it's cool.
And I was just like really reefing on this thing. And same thing, my mentality was like, one, if it breaks the rod,
you'll just call Brandon and be like,
call Brandon and be like, dog. Two, if the line, if the hook pops, so be it. I've jumped the fish already. It's pretty exciting.
Yeah.
But we got it in 5 minutes.
Wow, amazing. There you go.
And I thought it was longer, because you asked me, and then I looked at the video clip, and it was 5 minutes, like roughly 5 minutes long.
Mm-hmm. That's pretty cool.
And it was awesome. And again, Mario built it.
Yeah.
Took some pictures, and it was on its way. And
blue.
Unlike the other fish, it was blue when it came in because it wasn't. It was done, but it wasn't like tired like the other fish.
Unbelievable. Colors just insane. They're the most beautiful fish, like one of the most beautiful fish. I mean,
it's the most beautiful fish I've ever seen.
Yeah, they're just insanely gorgeous looking.
So Mario hooks a fish, Will hooks a fish, and it's about 1:30, and like those swells are crazy. The rain, we're soaked, and like those guys' stomachs are doing they're nuts. And when we're all sore from casting 14 weights and 12 weights for the whole week, and
it beat you up. The trip beat you up. That's what you want.
The ball kind of swims off, and we just kind of all look at each other, and we're like, let's just go home.
Yeah, that's it.
And we're reeling up, and the guys on the other boat are like, "You're calling it? It's only 1:30." I'm like, I don't think I can lift my arms anymore.
Yeah.
And that was effectively the end of the trip, and it was just amazing. Like, I can't say enough about that ecosystem.
It's insane. It's incredible, man.
It bent the mind. I mean, I saw whales every day. I saw dolphins, the seals, and everybody on the trip was so nice. And I hooked 5 marlin, landed 2 of them.
It's amazing. Fucking right, man. Good for you. Like, it looked like the coolest trip ever. And I know you've been sending videos and pictures to all the group chats, and everybody's like, and how much is this? And when can we go? And time to start saving? Because I think everybody wants to go do it too.
On that note, Mario does have 2 weeks next year. We'll put the link in the show notes, but if you go to his guide page, he has a link to the Mag Bay hosted trips, and you can book a trip through Mario that way. And I would highly recommend it because Mario is an excellent host.
I have a feeling that Mario's going to be selling out a little bit. I think people are really
his first week's I think almost fully booked. I think he's only got 1 slot on the first week.
He's going to have to start making some more. He's just going to have to move down there, man. I think people are going to want to do
Mag Bay Lodge
put up Mario for a couple months and just fly people in.
The cool thing about Mag Bay Lodge is yes, it sleeps 7 people, but they have 10 boats at their disposal.
Wow.
So you could stay in one of the hotels in town and still book through.
Use their service,
Use their service. So, because 10 boats is a lot of boats.
Definitely, that's a lot of boats. Well, Any shout outs you want to give? Any like thank yous, anything like that? Because I mean, any
Well, it's
last
super nice
words?
meeting everybody on the trip. I got to fish with Will more than everybody else, so definitely that was fun. David was my roommate. We got to fish together one day. It was cool to getting to know him. And Mark and Sarah are an awesome duo. And it's too bad we didn't get to fish together, but Adam and I got to fish together one day, and it was cool because he had been there before. So watching him, somebody who had been there before, really give him the beans was cool. And yeah, I mean, like, dude, the Mag Bay Lodge crew, shout out to the Mag Bay Lodge crew, like, the housekeeping, the cooks, obviously all the captains, and obviously the massive, huge shout out to Mario, and hope you're feeling better, and sucks about the travel, and, but if you want to book Mario for fishing in California, go to his page, but obviously if you want to book him Taco Fly for the Mag Bay hosted trip or any of the other hosted trips, because he does an Alaska taco tour.
Mm-hmm.
He does other saltwater taco tours. But the Mag Bay taco tour, if you can make it happen,
yeah,
it will bend the mind.
Yeah, worth it to check that one out.
It's like, I would love to do it again, but it is a trip that I think if you did once, you'd be like, okay.
Yeah.
Like, I did it.
Yeah.
I definitely want to go back one day, but like I'm if
you
I only
get
to do
brother,
it,
you just got home.
If you only get to do it once, then I'm definitely satisfied.
Well, we gotta go. I want to go.
Yeah, you definitely do. And honestly, man, you would love to. I would say, it split up your week and do a dive day.
For sure, that'd be sick.
It would be like, look, if you go to Junior's page or Nick, Nick, our buddy Nick Price.
Oh yeah, swimming in that water is crazy.
Look at their photos, man. It's unreal.
Crazy.
Mario dunked his GoPro at one point.
Yeah.
On a bait ball. And we looked at the footage after. The amount of marlin in the water was like
insane.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
even though I saw it with my own eyes, like crazy. I couldn't believe the footage. It was crazy.
So crazy, dude. Well, I'm glad you had a fun trip. I'm glad it was a success. Congratulations on those marlin.
Thanks, man. Oh, thank you very much. And you know what? Shout out Brandon. Because Mario used the 12 weight Predator salt, and I used the 14 weight Predator salt, and man, they crushed it. Like, that's
awesome.
I actually wrote down some stats.
Yeah, that's so good, Brandon. Nicely done. You're making dreams come true.
I wrote down some stats. This is not a trip that's easy on gear. Mario broke a fly line. David broke a rod and 2 lines and a reel.
Wow.
Will had that fiasco with the rod tip, which led to a broken line. Mario burnt 2 reels.
Yeah.
They were not Reddington reels, by the way. And Mark snapped a fly line.
So this trip will take you for a ride.
This trip will test the gear. I didn't miraculously break anything.
There you go. Well, you're fishing good stuff, Reddington, baby. Come on.
Yeah, but there's still like a lot of chance to some of the stuff that happens.
100%.
Oh man, at one time, Adam's line, and this is to my earlier point with things getting wrapped around things. Adam's line got shot off the deck and got lassoed around the butt of his rod, and it shaved the butt of his rod clean in half.
That's insane.
I was like, if that was your big toe, dude, you wouldn't have any skin on it.
Yeah. Jeez Louise.
So it's like, it's intense. Like, it really is intense. And then as a group, we landed 9 marlin and hooked 31.
Wow, that's craziness. That's a lot, man, for 4 days.
Isn't that crazy?
Mm-hmm.
And then, unfortunately, the roosters were running around on my day, but Adam and David on the very first day were of the trip were with Jeff, and they landed 2 beautiful roosters.
There you go. Well, if you want to fish Mag Bay, go talk to Mario at Taco Fly Co. And hell yeah, man. That was a good trip. We'll post all the pictures and stuff like that and look for videos on our YouTube page. And like we said at the beginning of the show, this is the first video for 12 Days of FISHMAS. Read the description, comment below with your answer, and you could win a pair of Costa Shades. But that's the show, baby. And thanks for filming it. It was really cool. It sounded amazing.
It was. It truly was.
Thanks for listening, everybody.
Yeah, thanks, everybody.
We love you.
I love you.